Parish where I'm from in Jamaica, an enslaved woman named Kitty Hilton was badly beaten by her enslaver during a time referred to as the amelioration period. It was 1829, and the flogging of enslaved women was outlawed, one of many measures intended to improve the condition of slaves and delay the abolition of chattel enslavement and eventual emancipation of enslaved people. In the historic accounts, Kitty walked from Nutshell to a nearby sugar plantation named Richmond. Nutshell was the name of the rectory for the parish church, the property on which Kitty was housed for 6 years when the violent incident happened. By my estimation, Kitty walked 4 miles at night, through thick brush, up and down steep hills, along rugged terrain to escape the sight of her abuse. Eventually, Kitty succeeded in taking her enslaver to court. Recently, I visited an area in the parish about 5 miles away from where Kitty lived at the request of my mother. My mother had inherited some land from her grandmother, who had inherited this land from her grandmother. My mother is 84 years old. She wished to get the land properly surveyed. I walked with the surveyor. It was difficult. I found myself feeling a connection to this land and my home. I found myself thinking about Kitty Hilton and what she must have gone through in order to find freedom from her enslaver, safety, security, a sense of home.
In this presentation, I, Himani Gupta,
and I, Nadine Wedderburn, continue our study of how relationships between land and self form within the overlapping South Asian, Indo-Caribbean, and Afro-Caribbean diasporas. In diasporas, people strive to cultivate one or more homes, spaces where a sense of identity can be built and a feeling of belonging can be established. In diaspora, people also have places where they reside, by themselves or with family members or roommates. These places of shelter are what we commonly regard as home, even if they are not solely and completely home to the individuals who reside there.
1 out of every 30 people worldwide lives outside the country of their birth, an approximate total of 281 million people, according to a 2022 World Migration Report. These figures do not count the hundreds of millions of individuals who are the children or grandchildren of migrants, who also count themselves as members of one or more global diasporas. I, Hamani, am among those individuals.
I, Nadine, am among the 281 million international migrants who has established homes away from home.
For ISAN 2022, we called a farmer's market in upstate New York the Schenectady Green Market home. At that market, I sell foods from my farm, Nadine's shops, and a few Jamaican farmers represent a local apple orchard. The Schenectady Green Market is a multi ethnic, multiracial diaspora space. Here, home is imagined into existence through fast paced transactions, snippets of conversation, and the connection of foods from local farms to memories of what one might have had back home. This home, within the Green Market, is a temporary but recurring space. It is a pop up. It appears for a few hours on Sundays when it takes over the block around Schenectady's City Hall, then is packed up like a traveler's suitcase and put away. But its regularity establishes a rhythm that its regulars know they can count on to exist. In this sense, it is a space we can call home.
We use duo-autoethnography to center this part of our project on a much less tangible space, a space I named Sister Watch. This space emerged out of necessity after December 5, 2021, when Himani was forced to flee her farm and seek shelter for several months in an undisclosed location in order to sue her abuser, her former husband, for divorce. That frightening event illuminates the insecurity that comes with being displaced, of being among the 1 in 30 million individuals worldwide who resides away from home.
Wednesday, December 8th, 2021, 3:16 p.m.
Hi, Himani. Been meaning to touch base with you.
Hi, Nadine. Thank you for asking. Some new issues have arisen. X assaulted me Sunday night, and I ended up in the ER with a head injury. A lot of bleeding and 6 staples, but I am physically okay. I have left him and currently am in a location unknown to him with plans to move tomorrow.
OMG. I'm so sorry to hear this, Himani. How can I help you? Is there anything you need? Can I bring you anything? I am so sorry.
Hi, Nadine. I think I'm okay for now. Thank you for asking. I do need to go to the farm Friday and or Saturday to get things for the weekend markets and maybe to harvest Brussels sprouts as well as check on the cats. It would help if I didn't go alone.
Yes, I agree, and can meet with you at a suitable spot. Just let me know.
Do you come to the farm via Clifton Park in Stillwater? If so, there's a Stewart's right before the Stillwater Bridge. That might be a good place to meet.
Okay, that sounds good. I'll find that location. What time?
How about 2 p.m.?
Okay, cool. 2 p.m. it is. See you then.
Thank you. Friday, December 10th, 2021, 1:24 p.m. Hi, Nadine. I'm on my way out to the farm now. I should be at the Stillwater Stewart's a bit before 2.
Hi, Himani. I thought we agreed to tomorrow. I guess I wasn't specific. I'm so sorry. Do you have to go today?
Oh, yes, I have to go today.
Oh dear, and I can't get away right now. I have it all worked out for tomorrow.
Well, how about this? I'll text you when I get there and when I leave. If anything happens, I will call 911 and will alert you as well. I think all will be fine.
I was even thinking we would meet and only take my car. I don't know. I don't like you being there by yourself with him.
Let me just make a couple of calls and see if I can find someone.
Sure. I blocked out the day also thinking we could go earlier if you'd like.
I'll be at the market until 1:30, and after that, we'll need to take down the stall, load my car, and drive back. So 3 p.m. would be the earliest. Tomorrow being Saturday.
Right. Troy Market?
No, Saratoga Market. Meet me either at the Wilton Mall or the Stillwater Stewards.
Okay. I can help you break down and pack up if you'd like.
Hi, Nadine. Dee is going with me today, so we are set. Ari tomorrow. If you'd like to help me at the market, that would be great. If you can come about 1:10 p.m., I'll be able to do my usual food pantry collection without X having to be there. I can just tell him that I have someone to help me. The market is at the Wilton Mall.
Awesome. So glad you won't be alone. I'll see you tomorrow at the market at 1 p.m. Hi, Himani. How's it going? Did you make it to the farm okay?
Yes, just leaving the farm now.
Okay, good. Glad to hear. See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. So, over the next several weeks, Sister Watch formed between myself, Nadine, and another friend, Dee. I would either pick up Dee and go to the farm, or Nadine would meet me at our designated spot.
In this manner, a space of safety was temporarily established that spoke back to power, the power of the aggressor to use violence to keep others out of what he was trying to claim as his space. Himani writes about spiritual relationships that form between land and the self through farming or the cultivation of food. She has found a new place to live where she feels safe and at home. Through Sister Watch, she continues to spend time at her farm cultivating food and her relationship with the land. She shares how she was assaulted as a way of raising awareness of domestic violence. Her experience gives her acute awareness of the historic and present day traumas of violence that Black and Indigenous peoples particularly experience and or witness.
Nadine is on sabbatical this year and has chosen to spend much of that time in Jamaica, the place she has always called home. She is studying archives that can be accessed anywhere, but reading them while living in Jamaica, staying in her childhood home, brings the material of those archives closer. She feels the stories of people like Kitty Hilton. And as she travels across her home parish with her mother, she senses how she, like other Afro Jamaicans, have long cultivated their connections with land.
As we talk and write together, Himani and I begin to see ourselves in each other's stories.
As Nadine told me about Kitty, I imagined the enslaved woman beaten and bleeding walking to freedom. And I saw myself with my head bleeding, clad in the top half of a salwar kameez I had been planning to sleep in, walking down the road by the farm to meet the police who would arrest the perpetrator and the ambulance that would transport me to safety.
Both of us were aware of the prevalence of domestic violence and had some idea of how to act if we or people we knew were affected by it. At the same time, we were uncertain about how our actions would impact our collaborations in autoethnography and our relationships with each other.
Nadine was feeling stuck with her research when she told me the story of Kitty. As I felt Kitty's story rushing through me via my story, a new sense of diaspora, as well as a sense of connections rooted in landlessness and trauma, past and present, was emerging. It highlighted the importance of knowing the past through such things as archival research, and even more significantly, through our own sensory, bodily, emotive responses.
Everyone comes from somewhere. One's identity is always about one's attachment to land. However, the Western settler colonialist framework limits that identity to ownership of land, to treating land not as a person, but a commodity. Land equals home, which equals an address, which equals rights of citizenship and access to such conveniences as having a bank account.
Yet the migration experience of diaspora, of fleeing, of seeking new refuge, is a means of cultivating home where one resides for a time being.
For me, spaces like the farmers market are a home because it is there where I can find community and build relationships.
Sister Watch also is like a home. What it showed us is that similar, perhaps more lasting relationships can form through creating a network of safety.
It is in Sister Watch that we have come to find home.